everybody. I'm making this video because recently a lot of people is asking me how I sequence my setup, how can I launch all the sounds at the same time, record the tracks individually. So there is not a single answer for this. There's many answers, and it's not always the same way that I record all this stuff and I sequence it. So there are many different setups that I use. But today, October 2023, I sequence my setup this way, the way I'm gonna show you in a minute. This something very important that happens soon is that now I have this Tascam Model 12. So this has been like a game changer on my setup, really. But yeah, I'll show you a little bit how you can sequence all this stuff, like launch like 6 tracks or even more at the same time, sequence everything on the DAW in Pro Tools. This is another thing that is quite new, but you can use any other software that you like, any other DAW. And yeah, you can also add not only the modular, but I've got like the OP1, the Microfreak. I'll show you a little bit how to sequence everything nicely on MIDI techniques. Okay, so here is where everything happens. My studio. You might have seen some videos of myself on Instagram, here on YouTube. I do TikTok, yeah, bit of Facebook as well, the old good Facebook. So yeah, here's where I make all my music. This is my dedication, my passion, electronic music. So I'm working here on a track. I just made an Instagram video right now. You might have seen it last week or whatever. So let's see if this is gonna record. Yeah. It's a bit loud. I will have to check this later. I mean, there's many things here. So right, main thing here is everything about inputs, outputs. The main thing, we got the complete audio interface. Is sending MIDI to NERSEC. This is very important. So I've got another 6 channels here, 6 CB channels, which are going to sequence 6 tracks on the modular, like 6 sounds, as we could say. And it's very easy to just draw them in the DAW. So very useful, very practical. And yeah, this goes from the complete audio is sending MIDI to NERSEC. On NERSEC we're gonna need the expander, MIDI expander. So it's got MIDI in. So MIDI information is going in channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 channels here. The 6th, I normally use it if I want to sequence a MIDI device. I could put here Microfreak, Volca, whatever synth that has a MIDI input. Yeah, then we have the Tascam. Also is getting MIDI via USB from the computer as well. So I've got a second source of MIDI here on the Tascam Model 12, and this one I use it to sequence the Digitact. So here, let me turn this a little bit. Here you might see the Digitact, another 8 sounds, so you know, plenty of sounds. We are talking about 6 voices on the modular, 5 proper modular synth voices, plus another MIDI instrument, and another 8 sounds on the Digitact that I might use when I want to do something like is more like beat focused, something more rhythmic. But because I make mainly ambient recently, so I don't use it much. But if I want to make a beat or something, I've got another 8 sounds. So as you can think, this is more than enough. But then I've got some other things like the OP1, stylophone, even the microfrake, another or any other synths that I can just play with the built-in keyboard. I can run that into another channel and just play it. Here I've got like 8 channels that I can use. This is very important because this mixer is also I recorded as well, so it's also an interface. It's being used as an interface here, but I can use both really, because with Pro Tools we got the Pro Tools aggregate, which is like a virtual device that just merges both of the interfaces. So I've got all these inputs, all these outputs, all these outputs, all these inputs, all the MIDI inputs, all the MIDI outputs, everything together. I can use it on Pro Tools, right? So yeah, here you can see I can mute, unmute, managing the volume. I could play OP1 as well. Now it's not connected because I'm using the microphone. Okay, so how I send this information through? This is the same on Ableton, on Logic. You're gonna have your inputs and outputs here. Hello, sorry, I was doing a little break, and I wanted to show you the screen a little bit closer. I have some lunch as well, and yeah, it's just so you can see a little bit more how this work. So it's basically how I'm sending MIDI from the computer to the modular. This is the main thing here that I want to explain really. So yeah, here in the DAWs we always go MIDI tracks, isn't it, or audio tracks. I'm talking about Pro Tools in this case, but you might also be using Ableton as well. So yeah, I mean, this is maybe too much information to tell here in just in a video like this. But yeah, basically you got the input and outputs here. So what I'm doing, I'm sending, this is a MIDI track, so I'm sending MIDI through the complete audio to channel 9, right? Why I'm sending to channel 9? Because sometimes I use Digitact and the first um, 8 channels are for. So I normally use 1 to 8 for the digitag, for the sample tracks, and then I start with the ninth for the rest of the devices. So yeah, in this case I've got channel 9, which is gonna go to the NERSEC and to the CB1. So on NERSEC we got CB and trigger. This is what we need to sequence a modular, isn't it? So this is transferring MIDI from Pro Tools to the device to NERSEC, and NERSEC is translating this into CB and triggers. And this goes, for example, number 1 goes to Moog Mavis. It's got its own gate. Normally it's trigger or gate. Trigger is something like more like a shot. Gate is like opening and closing. So yeah, we send trigger, we send CB to octave. So this is gonna change the note, and this is going out to, or either the mixer. We got another mixer here in the modular, and that's gonna go to the mixer, in this case to channel 1. Let's see. So yeah, we got second channel, third channel is this one, you can see the notes, fourth channel, and so on. So yeah, we are basically sending on the MIDI tracks to the specific channel. In this case, for example, channel 9. This will be channel 10. And here, on each of the devices you might use, if there is different tracks or different sounds, same on digitag, or in this case in NERSEC, we need to go to the MIDI menu, and then where is it? Here. And then you were saying here MIDI channel 9 is gonna control the track 1. MIDI channel 10 is gonna control track 2, and this is how we tell from the computer to this device here which of these tracks we are gonna control from the DAW. And this is how the majority of my setups and all electronic musicians sequence their gear via MIDI, musical instrument digital interface, which stands for MIDI. And this is how everything works. Okay, so just to finish up, this is quite brief. Obviously I can make more videos and explain a little bit more. Another thing I got here I need to tell you is that press the record button. I think you can do the same in Ableton, so I can play also with this. I've gone in another menu here. You're gonna tell Pro Tools which one of the devices you want to be used for to play back MIDI, no? So in this case is keystep, so I can also record with keystep the modular and play it every time I want each channel. So this is very practical as well, another thing. And we also got here the thanks to the Tascam, but we can talk about this a little bit more in another video. We can also record all the tracks at the same time. So I will finish with this. There you go. All of the tracks are being recorded individually. So you can think that this is very useful, obviously, because this is gonna help us a lot when we're gonna do the mix. Having everything recorded, playing volumes live, and making your own automation. So very practical, everything in one go. And yeah, so basically that's it. Some other day I will explain, sorry, about how to play from the Digitech, control this from the Digitech as well. And I mean, without the computer we can also record on the mixer without the need of a computer, which is more useful maybe for lives or a bit more hands-on the gear and better visual, maybe more hardware visual and stuff. So yeah, but there is, as I said, many different setups and we can talk about it. Maybe it's a little bit complex to explain everything now. There is obviously many more things. You can also connect USB straight in the computer to sequence the OP1, for example, or many synths these days that can go straight with USB. I use that sometimes as well. So there I've got another source, and I still could send another MIDI cable from the Digitech, so you can make kind of bridges from one device to another, and it will never end. But you normally don't need more than 10-12 sounds to make a track. And yeah, USB is another way. We can talk about it in another video. So yeah, tell me if you have any questions, or if you want me to explain anything. Let me know in the comments, and yeah, keep in touch. Any questions, just there. See you later. Thank you.